Hey everyone, ElwindFlier here, and we are back for Arena Week 9, I believe this is. And our team is looking very much the same because Legendary Dimitri is still the bonus unit. And we fell back down to tier 20, but we are going to work our way up to tier 21. So while I have the matches playing in the background, I am actually going to answer some more questions that I had gotten from everyone on Twitter for my Hero Rises summoning session, which went super well. So if you haven't checked out that video, please do. I'm really happy with how it went. So if you have the time, go and check it out. Or if you'd like to see my results, I do plan to post them on Twitter soon. So we'll just jump right in. And I'm going to start off with DTM's question. And they also go by DTM Faye over on YouTube. They are a FEHTuber content creator. They put out a lot of really impressive AR content, so definitely go and check them out. I've done a collab with them on their channel, and I want to collab with them more, so definitely make sure you go and watch their videos. And DTM had asked me, my question is, what is your favorite mode in Fae and why? And which mode do you want to get into the most? So my favorite mode currently in Fae is actually Resonant Battles. I know you really need like a lot of the harmonized units to score well, but it's not so much about the scoring for me. I ultimately just like really enjoy the challenge it brings in trying to figure out that solution to get every enemy unit, every item. So that I have a lot of fun with, and it does force me to use units I maybe normally wouldn't use. So, you know, normally I just want to throw like Dimitris and Corins out there. But when those games aren't the focus, I actually have to pull out some other units, and that I find really fun. As for a game mode I want to get into, it would have to be AR. I do okay with it. I can normally get myself into the vault, but I can never stay. So I am really trying to learn how to play better. I have my good friend Mezerin actually coaching me right now, and it's a process, and there's a lot to take in that I never really thought about with AR. So that is the game mode I am, you know, hoping to get maybe more into, and maybe when I'm more comfortable with it, I can post content for that. But thank you so much, DTM, for that really, really cool question. I appreciate that a lot. So our next question here comes from Sirlox, and they said, if you have the choice to get a character you really want in Fae, who would that be? And what alt would you want for that specific character? So it wouldn't be any like sort of seasonal alt. It would just be to get their base alt. But my most wanted character at the moment is Sophie from Fire Emblem Fates. That is Silas's daughter. She is so friggin' cute, and I find it so silly that her weapon like destroys the clothing off the enemy units. I don't know how they would translate into Fae, but I think it would be hilarious. And I just really, you know, I already build a lot of Lance units, but like, I really want Sophie in as a Lance Cav. Maybe a demote just so I can plus 10 her, but I would love to see her arrive sometime soon, hopefully this year. But yeah, I think right now, out of any other unit, I really want Sophie and Faye. Like, please, we have most of the Fates kids. We're missing a few, and Sophie really needs to get in. Sort of a bonus on that, though, if I could get, like, any seasonal alt for Dimitri, of course, I would take that, too. Like, give me a pirate, give me a bunny, give me Halloween, just, like, a non-Lance seasonal Dimitri would be a dream. So thank you, Sirlox, for that really cool question. I really appreciate it. Alrighty, I have a question next now from Satachi, and Satachi has just recently started their Fae YouTube channel, so I definitely want all of you to go and subscribe to them if you haven't already. They, while I'm recording this, they had just streamed today their polls for the Hero Rises banner, and the VOD is on their channel, so you definitely need to go and watch that. And they sent me so many good vibes for my summoning session, which I really, really appreciate. And they asked me who was my FE husbando before Dimitri, which is very spicy, because obviously Dimitri is my #1. But before Dimitri, it was Takumi, because Fire Emblem Fates was my first Fire Emblem game I actually finished and beat fully. and he was my first S support. And I briefly had talked about why I like to support with Corrin before, but I just love Takumi as like a whole, as a character. I love his transformation from being sort of spiteful and jealous and angry into someone that is more understanding and supportive. Because people can change, and that growth is shown with him. And his character, like, he just, he's so cute, and I love the little spiky on his hair. I love his long hair, and just, yeah. So he's still dear in my heart. He's not the #1 husbando anymore. That is Dimitri, but I do love Takumi. So thank you so much, Satachi, for that really wonderful question. Alright. Let me just scroll down here. And my next question comes from Pancake over on Twitter. And they said, it's a simple question, but I'd love to know how you would rank Corrin's different versions in Fae, just based on your favorite design or concept for her to your least favorite. So I had to really sit and think about this, because I really do love all the Corrins. There is, including her duo, 6 female Corrins in the game, which is getting pretty high up there. It's like up there in the ranks of Lynn and Camilla. So starting with #1, my favorite Corrin is definitely the Ninja Corrin, because the art is so on point, she's a really powerful unit, and she gets to be with her sister Elise, and I just think that's so, so sweet, and their duo conversations are really wonderful, and I just have, I have a lot of mixed feelings about pulling for them, but with my Hero Rises session, it's definitely a lot more positive now. So they just make me happy, and I'm also happy to see that a lot of other people are getting +10 Ninjorans, and they get to enjoy her now, which is awesome. So #2 is the Adrift Corrin, and especially now, like, that Adrift Corrin Refine was so, so good. I invested way more into mine, and I absolutely love her. I just love that really soft sort of pastel art. I love that, you know, a lot of her design and kit is based around, like, being protective and having ally support nearby. And just, yeah, it's just so wonderful. That one was, you know, a character that I wanted to merge, but could never justify just due to fodder. And I finally just said, no, I really like Corrin, and I love this alt, and I'm just gonna do it, and I haven't regretted it since. So she is my #2. #3, this may be a bit surprising, but it is Fallen Corrin. And Fallen Corrin was actually my first ever 5-star exclusive +10. She would pity break me a lot, and then finally she showed up on a skills banner, and I just looked at it and went, okay, we only need like 3 more copies. And I didn't have a lot of +10 units at the time. I was struggling to clear a lot of the like really harder abyssal content in the game, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. It may cost me some money, but I went for it, and she came home pretty quick and was finished. And it does pain me that Corrin suffers in that ult, and she is struggling and just wants to protect those near to her and doesn't want to hurt anyone. But it's a very interesting concept, and it's Sencha art, and the Sencha art is just so perfect for it. The colors are wonderful, the purple glowing bits are purpley and wonderful, and that unit helped me so much. So she comes in at #3 for me, and I'm really hoping her refine can be just as good as Adrift Corrin's, if not better. I just want to be able to use her again and give her some really fun new skills. #4 would be Legendary Corrin, and I struggled so hard on her debut banner to get a copy of her. I think at the time she was color sharing with maybe Brave Camilla and like Bramimond or something. I'd have to go back and check. I can't remember off the top of my head. But I did not get like a single copy until after 200 orbs, and I only got the 1 copy, and I'm like, okay, I'm done. And it just reminded me why I hated legendary banners. I mean, I forgot that and decided to merge more legendaries, but I'll comply. Regardless. Legendary Corrin has since gotten a couple merges, and she's just really fun to use. I appreciate they did go with the Nor design and stuck with that theming. And of course the art is amazing. But I just love using her in arena when I can for win season, which doesn't happen a lot. But when I do get to use her, she's just absolutely wonderful. So she's below the halfway mark, mostly because I don't get to use her as much as the others, but she's still a really good unit.
Where to next?
So number 5 is going to be Summer Corrin. And Summer Corrin I didn't get until probably a year after I started Fae. And then I tried to get Summer Elise this past summer and kept getting pity broken on blue by Summer Corrin. So I got her up to a couple merges, and she's definitely outdated, but she's actually a pretty fun flying mage. So I'd love to, if I could get copies of her on like a special hero special raid, I'd really like that. So I just, you know, she is unfortunately just, I don't get to use her that much, but she has great art, and you know, with the right investment, can be a really good unit, I think, still. And last but not least, and it breaks my heart, but we have Base Corrin. So Base Corrin I did +10, and I never use her, unfortunately. She sits in my barracks. So if anyone has like really amazing Base Corrin builds, please drop them to me over on Twitter. I don't know what I'm doing with mine. I'd love to improve her. And I'd love for her to get a Resplendent too. Maybe she'll like move up to like 5th place when she gets a Resplendent. But right now, just unfortunately, she's the least favorite of the Corrins. So maybe she'll get that improvement. But thank you so much, Pancake. I love that question. I got to talk about Corrin for quite a time there, so I really loved it. Thank you. And next up, I have a question from Jay, and Jay is also, he does Fae content, he does Smash content here on YouTube. You should definitely go and check out Jay's content. We have a collab in the works that I've just been lazy on editing, and other things have come up in life, but that is coming up, so please look forward to that. So Jay had asked if I could trade 2 of my +10s for any +10 unit I want. Who would you trade in, and who would I +10 in exchange? So, kind of carrying on from the last question here, I would actually trade in my base +10 female Corrin, because I never use her. And it kind of hurts me to say, but I would also trade in my +10 Valentine's Conrad. I went for the +10 for him on his debut, and I really love him, but he doesn't help me a lot in any way. So if he could maybe get like a PRF someday, that would be great. But right now, he does not provide me any assistance, unfortunately. So I would trade those 2 +10 units for a +10 Summer Takumi, which may seem a little weird because no, Summer Takumi is not like the most premium or broken unit. But I never want to pull on his banner again. And Jay totally gets this because Takumi and Lind got summer alts that year, and they share colors. And I now have a +5 Summer Lind and only a +3 Summer Takumi. And I would love to +10 all the Takumis someday. It's very unlikely to happen, but it's something I think about. And getting him to +10 just by trading in 2 would be absolutely amazing. And as cool as Lind is, like, I know Jay loves Lind, I don't need more copies of her, unfortunately. I just want to get Takumi done. So that would be who I would take from trading in some +10 units. So looking at my arena matches here, it looks like I have time for one last quick question here. And this question came from Xander over on Twitter. They had asked me, what would happen if I got +10 male Byleth before +10 Ninjorn? And I had jokingly replied with, cry. Which, you know, I would have loved to get a +10 Byleth. Thankfully, it didn't have to come to that. I was able to get the +10 Ninjorn. But I did end up getting my Byleth to +3. And then I did a YOLO summon on, got 1 green orb, and I got another Byleth with +attack. So now he is +4, which is pretty cool. So I would have been honestly fine with it because I do like Byleth, and my water season arena team would have been completely stacked. But it didn't have to go for that. But thank you, Xander. That question was really funny, so I appreciate that. Alrighty. So I don't have time for any more questions. There's not much left playing in the arena matches. I was thankfully able to do pretty well this week in arena by clearing them. It was a little tricky. There were some scary units running around. There was that +10 New Year's duo dogger, and that was horrifying. I definitely wasn't a fan of that. Yes. So I was able to finish up this map with legendary Dimitri. He once again just absolutely, you know, he killed every last one of them like he should. So I didn't get through all the questions that I got, unfortunately, so I'm really sorry for not being able to answer all of them, but I do plan to answer the rest in future videos. And I just want to thank everyone again for the questions, for your support you've shown me. I've really appreciated all of you so much. I don't know how to properly express it. I feel like I'm just rambling now. But with that, everyone, I'm going to end it here. Thank you all so much. You all continue to take care of each other and have a great rest of your day now. Bye!